everybody has an opportunity to kind of learn and, get some tips and tricks and truly understand, the mind of the bad guy. And I think that's what we're kind of talking about. How can we truly protect ourselves? And that's why it's called self-defense. And, like I said, a lot of times, you're just trying to do your thing, trying to have a beer, trying to sing your song, dance on the street or whatever. And when somebody comes and interrupts that, whether that be, robbing you or whatever, you have to be able to protect yourself. And I'm glad that we're getting some great tips. All these tips, of course, are coming from Chris's program, Cobra. And if you'd like to find out where the closest office that is teaching this program is, you can go to www.cobra-defensesystem.com. So we want to definitely encourage everyone to check that out. I want to thanks to Chris. And besides saying thank you to Chris, I want to say thank you to each and every one of our radio listeners of the Mike Care radio program, Eye on the Nation. You're very special to us, and we truly appreciate you. If you have a show idea or story idea, or maybe something you like to hear on this show, you can email me at mike@mikecara.com. And all the other emails that you see on my various websites will actually, including Mike at mikecara.com, will come to admin at mikecara.com, which you can, send to too. So I want to thank everyone so much. So if you can hear my voice, if you can hear, when the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay. I think I skipped that the last couple of shows. But anyways, thanks. And once again, my guest, Chris Sutton, who developed a great self-defense system called Cobra. And Chris, pleasure and honor you could join me today. Thanks so much. Another question we have here is, what must you do every month to make your concealed sidearm an asset rather than a liability?
That's a great question, and it's one of the most powerful questions that you can ask someone when they're going to go buy a gun. Let me give you this example. This is very important. Imagine that you remember the first time you had a driving lesson?
Yeah.
Oh, it's scary. I mean, the road is tiny. You think you're all over the place. You're not very good. Imagine having a one-day class on how to drive. That's it. That's all you got. It's the only experience you ever got. 3 years later, someone throws you the keys, and they say, get in that vehicle, and I want you to do 110 miles an hour this busy road. And I want you to follow all the traffic signs, stop signs. Don't hit anyone, and better do this correctly because your life depends on it. That's exactly what we do when we get that little plastic card that says, I can carry a gun. I have done thousands of demos where we time people getting their gun out, making it weapon ready, and firing at the bad guy. Just a little click sound. Now they know it's coming. We set them up for success, and they still panic to the point where they put the magazine in backwards. They forget to take it off safety. And I'm not even touching them, and they can't do it. Even gun owners. That little license to be, I call it a license to be an idiot sometimes, because we walk around and I got a concealed weapons permit. And I hear that all the time. People call up, I want self-defense, but I really want it for my child because I have a concealed weapons permit. Wow. I mean, in self-defense, it's more what you don't know. Even as a trained police officer, I still, I've been out of law enforcement for a few years because I'm a business owner, and I do the Cobra-Defense program and train people nationally for this public safety service. For every month, I still have my concealed weapons permit because I have tactical firearms training, but not being in law enforcement anymore, what I have to do every single month, and I make myself do it, is I disarm my gun. I take all the ammunition out. I do all my safety checks. And because it sits right next to me in my truck, I pull it out of the holster, point it towards the window, put it back in the holster. I do that 100 times a month just for muscle memory. Pull it out, point, put it back. Pull it out, point. If it has a safety, you have to practice taking the safety off. And I do that 100 times a month. And it doesn't take a whole lot. You can get that done in 30 minutes. But for the average person, The average person goes to the gun range, they buy a $600 gun, they get this nice fancy holster, they get the card, they put that card in their wallet, it gives them the ultimate sense of security, just like their cell phone or just like what they saw on TV with a movie or UFC. They walk around, hey, I know how to street fight and I got a concealed weapons permit, and it might make them stick out their chest a little more and not pay attention because guess what? At the end of the day, I have a gun. You had one lesson. Maybe you go to the gun range once every 6 months. Still not enough. Even officers, military personnel, when you introduce a firearm or any weapon, that weapon doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care who the owner is or who paid for it. Whoever gets the gun wins the altercation. Introduce it, someone can take it as fast as you pull it out, turn it on you, and that's the end of your day. And it was your gun, and you bought it. It's your ammunition. So that little plastic piece of, that little plastic card is a very dangerous thing if you do not train for it. If you're good with a weapon, that gun is an outstanding tool to have in an altercation. And people ask me all the time, when can I use my gun? I always turn them on to Google. Just Google your rights, no matter what state they are. I'm not anyone's attorney, but go to Google. It has all the answers. You can look up the Florida state statutes, study those, so you know your rights. That's another thing. I have a gun, but I don't even know when I can use it. I don't even know if someone grabs me in my vehicle that, hey, that is considered a home invasion in the state of Florida, just like someone coming into your house. Yes, I can use my gun. New Jersey, you can't do that. So you don't want to break the law. You want to know the law, know your gun, know what you're not capable of. Even people that are really good with a firearm can't get that gun out within 8 to 10 seconds from a concealed place in their vehicle. 8 to 10 seconds with a guy grabbing your hair, trying to pull you out of the car, punching you, yelling at you, all your fine motor skills shut down. It's a very difficult task. Guns are great, but you have to be good with one to be effective with one.
Okay, Chris, that looks like all the questions. But before we go, we really appreciate your time. What's great, you've been talking about this Cobra program throughout the whole interview. And so basically what we've been talking about is kind of what you educate people about. And if people are interested, now you mentioned that you have like offices, or you have places people can go around the country, or how does that work?
Absolutely. I developed Cobra 10 years ago out of a combination of my law enforcement career, my martial arts career, and what Cobra is the most effective and comprehensive way to teach people from all walks of life. In one Cobra Academy, we actually can have a police officer, a military guy, someone with martial art experience, 2 teenagers, a stay-at-home mom, someone with MS. I just graduated a student. He won the Top Gun Award, which is the top student in the academy, and he has Parkinson's. It's just incredible. This program teaches everyone at any level. What it is, Mike, is martial arts school owners and facilities across the nation, they license the program. I train them. They get the curriculum, the books, and then they begin to teach it. And it's 2 nights a week. It's a 10-week academy. It's 2 nights a week over a 10-week period of time. You wear normal clothes, and you train like you're in the police department. We also do one-day survival camps, 6 hours, the best of the Cobra Self-Defense program. We do corporate and personal training. If you don't have a location close to you, you can check it out on Cobra-Defense-System.com to look for a location, because we're opening up locations every month. You can go to the website. You can get the home study kit. The Cobra Self-Defense home study kit. It has all the information I talked about. The truth about child safety, conflict avoidance, the psychology of self-defense. I have all my books on there, my home study kits, videos. We have hundreds of videos on YouTube, very helpful stuff, and great resources for anyone wanting to learn real-life self-defense.
Oh, and I'm assuming that, with myself and a lot of our listeners, we have listeners all over the world, but being in the Orlando area, I'm sure you have places that do it in Orlando then.
I believe so. I don't know what I think we have one in, I think it's called Pine Brook. I'm not exactly sure where that is. We have one in Apollo Beach, Tampa, Fort Myers, Miami, and all the way out Texas, New Jersey, New York, Illinois. So they span the nation. And we're actually going to an online system as well, so we can reach more facilities and school owners to get this type of training, cut down on their travel, and arm them with the Cobra Defense program. And I will tell you that if you cannot get to a facility, because it has a national map. You'll be able to see if there's a location near you. If you can't get to a facility, I have a best-selling book called The Psychology of Self-Defense. Police officers and military personnel and women's shelters and teenagers and parents, they buy this book because basically it's the Cobra program in a book. And we have home study kits with all the pictures and all the techniques, all the tests. You can there are quizzes in there. After you read a chapter, you'll take a quiz. So knowledge is power, and while hands-on self-defense training is superior to anything else, this stuff is outstanding. I mean, that's the feedback we keep getting across the nation from students and school owners.
Okay, Chris, appreciate your time. Any final thoughts or anything else you'd like to mention today?
Yes, if you're listening and you've always wanted to do some form of martial art or self-defense, do it. Our motto is, when self-defense is a must, nothing else will do. When you look in the mirror and you have to lose weight, that's something you can kind of plan for. You see it, I need to lose some weight. It's a visual thing. You don't know that you need self-defense until you're in that moment, until you're actually in the attack. And the biggest regret that some people have is not taking that step. It is I always ask people, what would you do today if you went outside and you had 2 flat tires on your car? Well, I would get them fixed. Well, what if you couldn't really afford it? I would make sure I could afford it. And that's not a sales pitch. Two tires on my F-150, it costs you about $300. Our program ranges from $250 to $300. The one-day camps are $100. A book is $20. So you fixed your tires because you need to go to work. What if you were leaving a restaurant and an intoxicated subject came up to you and he said, "Hey, man, I don't like the way you're looking at me. You got a problem with me, and we're going to settle it right now. Your heart's pumping. You can't feel your hands. You can't feel your legs, and you have no idea what to do because you've never been in this situation, but you would probably pay anything at that point to get out of it." And from there, things can get a lot worse. Now, the good thing is only 3% of the population commit about 100% of the crime. So we don't have to walk around on eggshells being paranoid, but you would fall off of your chair if you knew the crime in your area, even if you live in a really nice neighborhood. It's just everywhere. And bad guys hunt like lions. We are all gazelles to the bad guy. Now, one final thought. The lion out there, he is not looking for the fast gazelle with the sharp horns that is got his head up and paying attention. I wrote about this in The Psychology of Self-Defense, and it's one of our students, when a student reads it, it's the chapter that really sticks out to him. The lion is looking for the weak one, the one with a limp, the one with children, the sick one, the old one, the one with a broken horn, the one with his head down drinking water. You have to every day think, well, which one am I? Do I have my head down looking at my Facebook? Do I appear weak? We talk about soft targets. They think that guys that are balding are soft targets. People who wear glasses, people that dress conservatively, children, women, any young person, young man or woman, the people that are short, people that have any kind of gray in their hair. They're looking for anything that would be a sign of weakness. Why? Because it's going to make it easier for them. They want it easier. One thing you'll never see, just watch any Discovery Channel, National Geographic, you will never see a lion pass a bunch of gazelles and chase the fastest one, or the one that's paying attention. He picks the weak one. I'll tell you where I feel my most vulnerable, when I'm putting my child in the vehicle. And for all you women and men out there that have small children, when you're strapping your child in, that is probably the most vulnerable state you will be in. You have your back turned, you have a child in your hand. That's a huge decision to turn and fight. What do I do with this 2-year-old? You are absolutely vulnerable in that position. So always be aware of what you look like to an attacker. In our books, in our literature, in our training, we pre-frame you. This is what the bad guy's looking for. This is what he's thinking. Now that we know what he's thinking and what he's looking for, it's like a football team scouting another team. I know what you're looking for, bad guy. Now I can avoid all those pitfalls and all those traps.
Okay, Chris, appreciate your time. And can you give us your website one final time?
Yes, sir. It's www.cobra, C-O-B-R-A, defense, defense.com. We have another one that links you straight to the Cobra National website. It's Cobra-Defense System, System.com. And if you guys, anytime you need to give us a call, all of our information's on there, our 1-800 number, our local number. We have our online store. And we've had people travel from all over just to take this course. And we also travel to you to give one-day camps and 10-week academies. So, anyone have a question out there, they can shoot us an email. I'll be glad to answer it. And, I'm very appreciative of you having us on. And, this has been a great interview. I appreciate it, Mike.
Okay, my pleasure. My guest has been Chris Sutton, and you've been listening to the Mike Kara radio program, Eye on the Nation. And please catch us again next time.